All right, we're going to call the regular board meeting to order.
Thank you, Mr. President. I recommend approval of the agenda as presented.
Do I have a motion to approve the agenda as presented?
Mr. President, I make a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. We will do a roll call vote. Dr. Davis?
Yes.
Dr. Rudolph?
Yes.
Mr. Southern?
Yes.
Mr. Woods?
Yes.
The chair votes yes, and with the vote, the motion passes.
Mr. President, I have no correspondence to report tonight, but we do have a school video presentation presented by Dr. Kevin Davis and Muscle Shoals High School tonight. So I am going to recognize him and Kevin Stevenson and get the video started for us. Appreciate that, Dr. Davis. Moving right along under business action items. First, we have approval of the consent agenda. For the consent agenda, the board has been furnished with background material on each item or has discussed the item in a previous meeting. Consent agenda items will be acted upon with one vote without discussion. If a board member wants to discuss any item, it will be pulled from the consent agenda and voted on separately. Under the consent agenda, we have the minutes from the September 14th regular board meeting. We have an addition to the substitute nurse list. We are voting tonight or considering rescheduling the January and February meetings due to holiday conflicts, approval of the 2020-21 textbook committee, rescheduling the annual Washington, D.C. field trip for Muscle Shoals Middle School from October to May of 2021, and consideration of appointing Wimberly Springer to the Sick Leave Bank Committee as the board's representative. Does any board member wish to remove anything from the consent agenda and vote on it separately? Hearing none, Mr. President, I recommend approval of the consent agenda as presented.
Do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
Mr. President, I make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. We will have a roll call vote. Dr. Davis,
Yes.
Dr. Rudolph,
Yes.
Mr. Southern,
Yes.
Mr. Woods.
Yes.
The chair votes yes, and with the vote, the consent agenda is approved.
Thank you, Mr. President. I now recommend approval of the personnel report as presented.
Do I have a motion to approve the personnel report as presented?
Mr. President, I make a motion to approve the personnel report.
Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. We'll have a roll call vote. Dr. Davis,
Yes.
Dr. Rudolph,
Yes.
Mr. Southern,
Yes.
Mr. Woods.
Yes.
The chair votes yes, and we approve the personnel report.
For the benefit of the audience, the personnel report consists of the following. Under retirement, Karen Harrell, Muscle Shoals Career Academy Principal and Director of Career and Technical Education, effective December the 1st. Under leave of absence, Grace Ann Bonds, that's a medical leave utilizing FMLA, tentatively planned for November the 12th through February the 15th, but flexible. Also, Sharon Smith, medical leave, approximately September the 22nd to January the 30th, until a release is granted by her physician. Under reassignment and transfer, Shannon Nettles from part-time interventionist at McBride / part-time interventionist at Webster to full-time interventionist at McBride. That will be effective retroactive to October the 13th, and that will be for the remainder of this school year only. Under employment, April Seymour, system-wide C&P, assigned to Muscle Shoals High School. Under other contract employment or supplemental assignment, Tanya Moore, part-time contract interventionist at Webster Elementary School. This will be paid for from the Governor's Emergency Education Relief, which are COVID-19 funds. That will be effective retroactive also to October 13th. Jenny Lee Cottrell to be paid $1,500 for co-teaching / consulting for the 8th grade virtual math class taught by Grace Ann Bonds. That'll be paid from ESSER funds, also CARES Act funding. Chris Porter, also in response to COVID-19, Mr. Porter is teaching an additional block during the fall semester. He is being paid his calculated daily rate. That also paid from ESSER funds. Anita Hall, retired Muscle Shoals City School accounting clerk. She's filling in here at the central office in Sharon Smith's absence. We appreciate her being willing to come in and help us out there. Livingston Long, $2,000, assistant basketball coach for the middle school boys, 7th and 8th grade. That'll be paid from basketball funds. And also he's being paid this also approved $500 as an assistant coach for the middle school baseball. That will be paid from baseball funds. Colin Pless, $1,200. He's replacing Thomas Martin as the camera operator for the Trojan football live stream crew. Jackson Hall, $1,000. High school assistant tennis coach will be paid from tennis funds. Sandra Kirk, $500. Middle school assistant tennis coach to be paid from tennis funds. And then Tanya Moore and Tamara Counts both approved to do ACT reviews with our students. And with that, Mr. President, that is the personnel report. Moving right along, the board needs to consider nominating a delegate and an alternate delegate for the AASB annual convention to be held December 3rd through the 5th.
Do I have a nomination for delegate and alternate delegate?
Mr. President, it is my pleasure to nominate Celia Rudolph as the delegate and Marilyn Davis as the alternate, and also move to close nominations.
All right, I have a motion for Celia Rudolph as the delegate and Marilyn Davis as for alternate. Do I have a call for a confirmation vote?
Roll call.
A roll call vote. All right. Dr. Davis,
Yes.
Dr. Rudolph,
Yes.
Mr. Southern,
Yes.
Mr. Woods,
Yes.
and the chair votes yes. And with that, Celia Rudolph will be the delegate and Marilyn Davis will be the alternate.
Congratulations. All right, under Superintendent's report, Mr. President, as I said in the work session, this week is National School Bus Safety Week. Alabama has a school bus safety record of which we can all be proud. This was a statement that was put out by the State Department earlier, or late last week rather. And this week we will be encouraging school bus safety and recognizing school bus drivers and other transportation personnel. And so definitely as a district, our hats are off to our bus drivers here in Muscle Shoals City Schools, Nathan Berryman, Stephen Lawler, also Elaine and Kenneth Powers, as well as our supervisor of transportation, Bruce Daly, and all those that assist with our transportation throughout the year. So we do commend them and thank them for their service. Also, as the COVID-19 virus does continue to spread throughout the country, we join with Governor Kay Ivey and her office in honoring healthcare heroes during the month of October. Last Friday, the theme was Light Up Friday Nights, and people across the state kept their porch lights on to honor all of the healthcare heroes. And we take our hats off to our local school nurses as a part of those folks. This is college application week, and as seniors across the country are gearing up for the next step in their lives, I know there's a lot of excitement in the air among our seniors and parents, and tomorrow everyone is encouraged to wear their colors or wear a shirt that designates where you graduated from college or maybe your favorite college of choice. We're going to be participating here at the central office, and just invite board members to even do the same. If you'd like to send me a photo or something of you in your collegiate alma mater or your favorite college of choice, we'll be sure to get that in to help the high school celebrate college application week this week. Volleyball season has ended. Their final record was 16-8, and of course they didn't play nearly as many games as they normally do. But tonight I would like to recognize the all-area tournament team, and that's Kaylee Armstrong, Emma Cobb, and Lauren Richardson. So congratulations to those volleyball players. The boys cross country team placed second at the Falcon Derby this past Saturday. Harper Branscombe, who has been a top finisher in several races this season, placed third. Zach Granger sixth and Connor McCrary 10th to lead the Trojans. Also, Mariana Trimble placed fifth for the varsity girls in the John Hutt Running Series race number 3 in Huntsville last week. The Trojan cross-country team competes at the AB Invitational tomorrow and the Northwest Alabama Colbert County Championship next week, and that was from Coach Schaefer. Do want to remind you that the band has 2 performances this week outside of their weekly football game performance. On Thursday night, 7 p.m. at James F. Moore Stadium, the band will perform along with the University of North Alabama marching band. They will be our guest. And then on Saturday, they're going to travel to Brawley Stadium for a night of bands, joined by several other high school band programs from the area. And these performances are the extra ones they're doing because all the marching competitions got canceled this year. So they have been really good. The band directors have been really good about thinking outside the box about how we can get these students some extra performances, and I do appreciate that. Dr. Davis would like to commend Muscle Shoals High School senior Lauren McBrayer. She was recently selected as the high school DAR Good Citizen, so we do congratulate her on that. Also a report from Tiffany Stonecipher, our work-based learning instructor for fall and summer. Our students, as far as their work in our community and in work-based learning, garnered $35,036 in gross wages. They worked over 4,000 hours, and the total economic impact for fall and summer was $245,000, actually more than $245,000. So we do appreciate her keeping up with that and our students and the work that they do in our communities. And I just wanted to go on record as saying, as you heard from Dr. Woods during the work session, since it wasn't recorded for the public view, but we're excited to announce, that according to the niche rankings, the Muscle Shoals City Schools is again ranked in the top 10 best school districts in Alabama. And our folks just work so hard, and our students do, and our families do. It's just it's a great place to work, a great community to live in, and we celebrate that tonight. And so with that, Mr. President, that's all I have.
Do I have a motion for adjournment of the meeting?
Mr. President, I make a motion that we adjourn the meeting.
Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second. We'll have a roll call vote. Dr. Davis,
Yes.
Dr. Rudolph,
Yes.
Mr. Southern,
Yes.
Mr. Woods,
Yes?
and the chair votes yes. And with that, we're adjourned.
Thank you, sir.